Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Dylan D. Welcome back to the channel, and it's time for another video. Today's video here is on the tutorial for the Battleship, which was the victor for the tutorial vote in the 5 aquatic themed flying machine robot video. It was about a week and a half ago. Should be a card popping up on your screen right now for that video, so definitely go check it out if you haven't already. As well as that, I also made the tutorial for the 3 smaller boats. That was the video right before this one. Definitely check that one out if you haven't already as well. But yeah, no, as far as that, today's video is on this battleship. I'll be taking you through how to build it and its craziness. Took about 30 to 45 minutes to break it down in survival just to get you guys the materials. So that was pretty fun. Other than that though, yeah, the TNT cannons on the front again are by Inator18 Gaming. Definitely go check out their channel as well. Pretty sure they've been uploading a couple more videos since the last time I mentioned them. But yeah, no, as far as that, this build took forever. This machine definitely took a long time. So if you guys do find yourself experiencing some sort of joy while watching today's video, if you have fun building it, definitely do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. In more incentive to subscribe, there's going to be a little sneak peek of the next crazy build that I have at the end of today's video. The next video will be the tutorial for the submarine, definitely. I've been trying to stretch out these tutorials there just to get the final touches done on the most ridiculous machine that I've built so far in Minecraft. But just FYI as well, there's two of the most ridiculous machines that I've ever built there. The first one I'll give you a sneak peek of at the end of today's video, and then of course whenever that one comes out, may give you a sneak peek of the super ultimate build. But yeah, no, as far as that, you guys definitely don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into today's video. But of course, don't forget to hit that pause button. The pause button should be your best friend during this entire build. It is an advanced build. It's not hard to build, but it does get pretty complicated there in the middle section when all the blocks start piling up on top of themselves. But yeah, no, as far as that, let's go ahead, start building it. Alright, so for this build, you will need 14 stacks of your block of choice even, give or take 1 or 2. You also need 2 stacks and 10 slime blocks, 59 honey blocks, 3 stacks and 33 observers. You'll also need 44 sticky piston, 3 stack and 7 regular piston. 1 stack and 1 of your wood of choice for the deck of the build. And then you'll also need 45 staircase, 64 and 27 first block of choice for your glazed terracotta, 39 secondary glazed terracotta, 25 more glazed terracotta, and then 23 more as well if you want it to look exactly how it looks in the thumbnail. You also have 11 trapdoors, 9 block of choice as far as lighting, sea lanterns. You can also use glowstone. You have 6 redstone blocks in the build, 4 regular staircase, like so. These are actually for the propeller or the turbine on the bottom of the build. 2 stained glass of choice. You also have a stone cutter and a crafting table, and then 1 piece of soul sand to hold your minecart with a chest. And obviously you'll need a block of choice and then a rail to place that minecart with a chest in it. An immovable block, just 1 obsidian or immovable block of choice to stop the build and to hold it in place. And then of course a fire charge to get it going. But once you have all that, you're ready to start building. Alright, so once you have your materials gathered, what we're going to do is place an immovable block first. What you want to do is come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th block that you place off of the surface of the water will be an immovable block. From here, you can go ahead and place an observer. Grab a piston, place it here. Coming off of that, you want 2 slime blocks like this, and then 2 more just like so. Place an observer right there, and then you can place a sticky piston coming back just like this. Next up, what you want to go ahead and do, grab a slime block, place it just like right here, 1 right underneath it, and then a sticky piston like so. You should be looking at this. Next up, we're going to grab a slime block, placing it here, sticky piston, slime block, and then another sticky piston. From there, 2 observers, so you should be looking at this overall so far. From there, I'm going to grab 2 more slime blocks and a sticky piston. Observer right here. So this is what I have so far. 2 more slime blocks. We can actually, 3 more. Just like so. Oh. 3 observers just like this. And then we want to place 3 sticky pistons just like so. Now from here, we're going to come around to the front, grabbing another observer, place one here, then we want a piston in front of it, and then we want 8 terracotta, glazed terracotta blocks of choice. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And then on the end of that, we want an observer pointing directly into this sticky piston right here. So you should be looking at this. Coming back to that, all 3 of these sticky pistons, we're going to grab 3 honey blocks, place them just like so, and then we want 5 slime blocks on both sides of that. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, just like so. Then grab a block of choice. We want it right here, and then we want an observer right above that, like this. Next up, we can go ahead and place 2 observers face down, just like so. Pistons, we want to go ahead and place 3 there, and then 3 more along the top, just like this. Now from here, what we'll go ahead and do is place 1 honey block out this way, and then we want 2 more to connect it to this observer. Slime block is going to come out from this bottom piston right here. We want 1 right there, and then we want 2 honey blocks on both sides of that, and then we want 1 slime block on the top of both of those honey block columns that we just placed. Now from here, we can grab a block of choice, placing it here, and then 1 right there. From here, we can go ahead and grab our observers, and we're going to want 1, 2, 3, and then all the way up to this point. We can place 1 right here, grab our block of choice, and then we want 1, 2 block of choice there. Then we can grab our pistons, and we want to fill up this entire segment with those pistons. Perfect. So once you have that, we can go ahead and grab our observers again. We want 1 observer facing down right there on that honey block. Same thing on this side. Sticky pistons facing backwards on the bottom of those observers. So obviously that observer will be facing into that sticky piston. Grab those honey blocks again. We want 2 back, and then 1, 2, 3. So it should be even with the top of this observer. We'll do the same thing over here. And then we will grab our block of choice. We want 3 right there, and then 3 on that side as well. Coming up this way, we'll do the same thing. 3 there, and then 3 more, just like so. Coming back to the front of this overall piston craziness, we're going to grab terracotta blocks of choice, and you want to come 1 out from the piston that's right above the water line. And then we're going to come up 4 blocks so it meets with the terracotta block underneath it. And then we want a 4x4 area. So once I fill this in, it'll be 4x4, so 16 terracotta blocks total. Again, that's 4x4. In front of that, you would like observers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Next up, I'm going to grab my honey blocks. We're going to come out from right here in this 4 shape pattern. Now we're also going to do that right here. So you want to make sure that you skip a block just like so. And then do the same exact pattern with slime blocks. And then right underneath, we'll do the same exact thing with more slime blocks. Next up, we're going to grab our block of choice again. From here, we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 block of choice there, and then the same thing right there. Now on the back of that, facing this way, we want 4 observers, and then sticky piston on the back of those. If I could place them. All right, now from there, we're gonna go ahead and mirror kind of this area, which is 1 slime block and honey block a piece right there. We can grab our block of choice, and then we want to fill up that area with 4 of those. Now, once you have this, just in case you missed it, we'll go ahead and go back over here. And you want 4 honey blocks coming out of this top piston, just in this pattern here. And we'll do the same thing, skipping a block right here. Slime blocks, and again underneath, just like so. So you should have that pattern all the way down 1 block underneath the surface of the water. Now from here, we'll grab those block of choice, and then we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. Get your observers, and we'll need 4 of those. And then we'll also need sticky piston, not regular piston. And then mirror what you have on the side here. Awesome, and then block of choice all the way up. Now from here, we can grab our block of choice again. You want to make sure that you fill in this area along with this one. And then we're going to fill up that entire front area with observers first and then pistons. And then make sure to do the same thing on the other side. Pistons in the front. All right, now from here, we'll go underneath the water. Coming out from this piston, we'll want one slime block, and then we're going to come down two more, and then one in the front, and then one in the back. So you should be looking at this kind of S shape. So from there, we'll place an upside down staircase of choice. We want one that's right side up there, upside down here, temporary block, so we can place one that's right side up, just like so. So obviously that's the turbine, the propeller of the machine to propel it through the water, you know, quote unquote, so to speak. But from there, we'll place an observer, just like so, block of choice in front of that, and then we want a piston on the top of that block of choice. Now, slime block coming out from there, we want two to each side, and then we'll place a piston right underneath that, a piston here, there, and then we want to make sure that we have our observer right on the top, because we want two more pistons, just like so. Now, once you are looking at this overall shape here, then yeah, you are looking at your full-on engine and everything that's going to go ahead and push the overall build forward. All right, so next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our slime blocks, and we want to come out from this bottom piston with one slime block, come up one, skipping a block, same thing right there, and then we'll go ahead and grab our honey blocks, and then we'll fill in those gaps, just like so, and then you want one more honey block right there, so it's underneath that observer and then this sticky piston. Now, once you have this, we'll grab our block of choice, and we want one on the bottom, and then we're going to fill up all the way up to here, and then right here, all the way down to there. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. Once you have all of this, what we're going to go ahead and do is come out from this bottom block here with an observer, and then we want one piston, just like so. Coming out from this piston, we're going to grab our glazed terracotta, and we want one here, and then we want 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to grab our block of choice. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Observer, and then a piston. And just of course, just in case you missed that, we have, let's go ahead and place a block, a temporary block right here, just so I can get my glazed terracotta to look the right way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of that, and then we can grab a block of choice, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then an observer and a piston. Now, once you have this here, we're going to go ahead and place in 1, 2 blocks of choice, skip this one, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to place an observer on the end of that and a piston right here. Next up, grabbing those trapdoor of choice, I'm going to go ahead and just place one right here. Actually, let's go ahead and face the back of the build towards the propeller so it opens that way. Perfect. So once you have this, we're going to go ahead and come back down this way. Grabbing our regular blocks, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we can go ahead and grab our observers. Actually, 10. And then we'll go ahead and place a piston like so. Next up, we'll do the same thing right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and observer and a piston. Next up, we're going to grab our block of choice. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 10. Cool. And then an observer right in front of that, and a piston right in front of that. All right, cool. So from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Block of choice, just like so. And then you want an observer in front of that and a piston. Again, that's 8 block of choice coming out from right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Observer and then a piston. And then we can go ahead and grab our block of choice, and we want to come out from this piston one block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and grab an observer and then put a piston right in front of that. Now from there, we can grab our block of choice again, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks total, just right here. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks total, just right there. From the side, we want 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once you have that, we're going to come all the way back to the beginning here from this piston. We want to go ahead and come out from it 1 block, and then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 blocks total, an observer, and then a piston. So again, that will be 1 block off of this piston here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just to make sure that this observer is 1 block back from this piston, just like so. Now from there, we're going to go ahead and grab our glazed terracotta blocks of choice again. About 1 block, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Observer, piston, and then we'll do it again. 10 more. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Observer, piston, and then we want to come out just 2 blocks. 1 and then 2. You should be looking at this, and then we'll go ahead and mirror that to the other side as well. Coming out of this piston, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we want an observer and then a piston. Glazed terracotta, come off 1 block from that piston. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Observer, then a piston, so you should be looking at this, and then you want 2 blocks total right there coming off of that piston, 1 block out. So once you have all of this, you should be looking at the bottom piece of the hull of the ship. All right, next step is super simple. We're just going to start filling in this middle piece of the build. There's a ton of blocks just in the middle of it all. What we're going to start off though with is on this wall, the like wall pusher, I guess, that will push the whole middle of it forward. We want 3 observers just like this, 3 piston just like so. We're going to grab glazed terracotta of choice. You want 3 across the back. Switch them back to those observers. Place 3 more, 3 pistons, and then we're just going to kind of do that pattern all the way up, back and forth. Up, grab the glazed terracotta again, observers, pistons, and then this should be the last level for that. And then right here, you should see a 1 block gap. We're going to go ahead and take 3 glazed terracotta of choice. I'm going to place it in a certain way so it looks cool. Bam. So you want 3 glazed terracotta just like so, and then mirror that on this side as well. Grab that. All right, cool. So now once you have this, you can just place 3 blocks of choice to fill up the middle. And you should be looking at this overall section so far. Coming out of these pistons here, what we're going to want to do is come out 1, 2, make sure to skip this middle one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 rows total, and then we want 3 observers in front of those, and then we want 3 pistons in front of that. Now we're going to come back up to these pistons here. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start off right here, leaving this middle one open as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then 3 observers on the front of that and 3 pistons in front of those. Awesome. So now once you have this, we're going to come back to this little water hole here. We're going to fill it up with blocks real quick and then break them out just so you should be looking at only this trapdoor. And then we want to place 2 more trapdoors on the bottom of each of these blocks coming up. So it should be like that. Perfect. Now once you have this, we're going to come all the way back down this way, grabbing our block of choice again. Coming out from these bottom pistons, we want to make sure we come out 1 block. Make that a whole row, and then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to do the observers again. Pistons, and we'll do the same thing up here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Cool. We got 3 observers just like so, and then 3 pistons just like this. Now from here, things are going to get a little changed up, just obviously for the front portion of the machine. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks just like so, and then a 6th block just on that middle one. Then we're going to take observers and we're going to place them just like this, and then pistons in front of all of those observers. You should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. We're going to go ahead and grab our blocks of choice, and we want 3 on each side. So 2, 3, and then in the middle we want 1, 3 as well. So you should be looking at this overall shape down here so far. Coming out of this top piston area, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we want 3 observers, like so, and then 3 pistons in front of those, and then we want 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th block right there. You should be looking at this overall shape so far. Alright, continuing on up the battleship, we're going to come back to these 2 rows of pistons here. We want 3 blocks of choice coming out from the bottom row there, and then we'll go ahead and fill this area in just like so. Go ahead, grab those trapdoors again. We want 1 on the bottom of this block, and now we have 4 blocks total right here. We want 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then 10. So you should be 1 block back from these observers. And then you will go ahead and just place in those pistons and observers just like that. Next up, right here, we're going to start in the deck a little bit. So we want 3 wood of choice, and then we're going to switch back to our block of choice. And we want 10 of that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Observers and pistons. Oh. If I can grab them. Okay. Now from here, again, we'll do the wood of choice. You want 3 of those, and then we'll take the block of choice again, but we want 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 rows, so we can go ahead and still place observers 1 back with these pistons just like so. Now once you have this, we can grab our blocks of choice, and we want 3 in the middle, and then 2 on each side, so they will be pushed forward by these pistons. Cool. So next up there, we'll actually come to the deck and where we'll start adding in observers for the rest of the craziness in the build. Coming out of these blocks, we want 3 block of choice just like so, and then we'll go ahead and grab our block for the deck of the ship. We'll go ahead and grab a trapdoor, place it on the bottom of this block. And then we want this to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now once you have that, we're going to go ahead and get rid of these 3 blocks in the middle. We want an observer right here, face up, and then we want 2 terracotta blocks directly underneath it, and they can glazed terracotta blocks, and they can be anything that you want there, as long as it's glazed terracotta. Next up, you want 2 rows of your block of choice in front of that, and then observers in front there, and then we will put pistons in front of those observers. Next up, we'll go ahead back to the wood of choice. Want to make sure that this middle one is a piece of soul sand, and then we can keep going. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And then on 6, as you can see on the other side here, we got these all the way up to this point. Then we can go ahead and place in 2 blocks of choice just like so on top of these observers. Next up, we'll grab our glazed terracotta, and we want 1 here and there, and then the same thing on this side, and you want observers up here, just like so. Perfect, and then we'll also put 3 observers on the front and 3 pistons just to kind of continue that look. Next up, we want to keep going with our wood block. Couldn't talk there for a second. We'll keep that going up to this point. We'll go ahead and just fill in this whole area all the way up to here. Now from here, what we can do is add in these blocks. And we also want to make sure that we add in the deck up to here. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. You want to come back, make sure this is open, and then you want 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks open. So that's 5 total. Next up, we're going to come in with glazed terracotta. You want 4 in here. I'm going to put it in a specific pattern. You can put it however you wish. Put it like that. And then at the very tip there, we want a observer. Awesome. But yeah, once you have this, we should be looking at the completed deck. All right, so let's add in the sides of the battleship now. What we'll do is come back to this piston here. And then what we want to do is just come out just like so from these pistons. And we're going to make this come all the way up to this point. But we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks of choice, an observer, and a piston. As you can see, it'll be lined up with that one. From there, we want to go ahead and do that 3 more times. So obviously all the way up to this point. Perfect, and then we can grab observers and pistons. Awesome. So now once you have that, we'll grab our block of choice. Now coming out of the top of that observer, so right next to these observers, we want blocks of choice. and then we will go ahead and do the observers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pistons in front of those. Awesome. Now next up, we got to fill in this whole area. What we'll do is we'll grab our block of choice. We want to come back to here. We want to come all the way up to there. But what we're going to do first, because obviously since it's the deck of the ship starting, we'll fill all of that in, and then we'll go ahead and fill in this entire area as well. And then we'll want to fill this up all the way to here. Once you have that, you can excuse me, place one block of choice like so, and then a light of choice. I'll use a sea lantern, and then another block of choice right there. And we'll go ahead and grab our stairs. We want 1, 2, 3, and turn it this way to this point. We'll grab a trapdoor, go ahead and place it right there so it's on the bottom of that staircase. Obviously this is going to be the way that you get in and out of the boat. Now, so what we'll do now is go ahead and mirror it to this side. Again, really simple. We want to come out from each of these pistons here with blocks like so. We want them to all come up to this point, and then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks of choice, observer, and a piston. So there'll be 12 blocks total in that row. And then we want to do that for all of these rows here. Awesome. Now, once you have that, should obviously be the same as this side right over here. And from there, what you'll do, grab your blocks of choice, come down to this observer, and then you want to come up right there, grab your observers, and then pistons in front of that. Awesome. Now, go ahead and fill in this area here. What we'll do is from this block, we'll fill it in all the way up to the front. Ooh, goodness. Block placing skills are off today. We want to come all the way up to this point, in which it'll be 1 down. And then we want to fill this up to make it flush right here all the way to this point. Grab our staircase, and then we'll go ahead and fill in those 2 areas. Awesome. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. Moving forward, it's basically going to be the same exact thing each way. We want to come out from each of those piston, just like so. We're going to want it to come all the way up to here, but we want 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 total there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. Observer and piston. We'll go ahead and fill this whole wall up again. Awesome. Now, once you've done that, we'll grab those blocks of choice. Coming off of that observer, well, 4 block of choice all the way up, 4 more observers, and then 4 more piston. From here, we can go ahead and start filling in this entire middle area. Now, this one will be a little bit different. So what we'll do is we'll come up to this point. We'll do that for all the sides. Except for right here, we'll just want 2. Then you should be looking at something that looks like this. You can grab a sea lantern, place it right there, obviously, so this can keep pushing forward, and so we get some light going in the overall build. And then back here, what we want to go ahead and do is place 2 glazed terracotta, like so, and then we can come back in with our stairs. We want it all the way to the front, like so. Awesome. So mirroring that to this side, we're going to go ahead and just grab our blocks of choice. Coming out from both of those pistons, these bottom pistons in the water, like so. We want 4 total. We'll start with the outside. This is 1 block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Observer, piston, and then we want to go ahead and do all the way up for 4 times total. All right, now once you've done that, we'll go ahead to the inside here. Block of choice off the top of this observer all the way up to this point. We want 4 observers off the front of that block of choice, and then we want pistons in front of that. Cool. Now we'll go ahead and fill up the inside here. We're going to want 3 blocks up all the way to this point, all the way down, except for right there. We want a sea lantern right here. Excuse me. We can grab our glazed terracotta of choice, 2 just like so, and then we want our staircase to fill in this whole area as well. Awesome. As you can see here, it's coming together. It looks pretty nice. We'll go ahead and grab those block of choice again, and we'll come off of the front just like so. Now, there's nothing real special that we have to do with these, thank goodness, but it's going to be the exact same thing as over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. Observer, piston, and then do that 3 more times. Awesome. And then, of course, we'll grab our block of choice all the way up there so we can kind of get this nice and sealed off, make it look more whole. Perfect. Once we have this, we want to come back to the inside, and we'll go ahead and just fill up this whole area again, all the way up to that. Excuse me. All the way up to the deck. All right, here, let's just 2, 2, 2. So, and there. And then this one we can actually come up all the way, just like this. And then actually, we will come all the way up to here. Don't forget your sea lantern right here in this crease, and then your stairs of choice, just like so. Perfect. So yeah, once you have that, we will mirror it to this side, and that should be it for this step. Again, all the way up to this point, and then there's 10 blocks here, an observer, and a piston, and you just do that all the way up for the whole side. Awesome, and then coming in from there, we want the block of choice. 4 observers on the front of that, and 4 pistons on the front of those blocks of choice. I'll go ahead and fill this in as well. Awesome. Now once you have this here, what we want to go ahead and do is fill this in, leave that one open, and then you have all 3 of these. Then we can just take our stairs, coming all the way across, and we just want to make sure that there is a sea lantern right there. Perfect. Once you have all of that, you should be ready to move forward. All right, for a smaller step, what we're going to do is just finish up the front side of this build. You want 4 blocks of choice coming out from both of these pistons, just like so. And then do the same exact thing on the other side. From there, I'm going to grab a sticky piston. I'm going to place one just like that, diagonally from this observer. When this whole machine moves forward, it'll update this sticky piston. Grabbing these slime blocks, you want 2 coming back this way, 1 up, and then 1 to each side. We're going to place a temporary block in the middle, and then place observers facing into these slime blocks on both sides of the temporary block. I'm going to piston here, and then there, observer, and then 2 pistons, obviously quasi-connecting both of these. On top of this sticky piston, you want 3 slime blocks, a honey block, and then a trapdoor right on the top. Next up, we can just go ahead and grab our blocks of choice and fill in this entire area. Go all the way up to there, and here, and then there. Perfect, and then that should be the full front of the build. All right, so what we're going to do now is come all the way back to this observer here. I actually placed it in the wrong area. What we want to do is move it forward 1 block, and then we can place a glazed terracotta there, and then place the wood in just like so. So you should be looking at this overall. This observer should be a part of this, these blocks of choice. But yeah, no, from there, we'll place a sticky piston coming straight back here. It's going to grab this slime block, and then this observer facing into it is going to update this piston, coming into these 3 slime blocks to push this forward. From here, we'll grab 2 more observers. We want them just like this, and then we'll grab a glazed terracotta. I'm placing the cyan glazed terracotta with the creeper head just like so. I want a slime block right here, and then I'm going to grab sticky pistons. We want 2 just right there. We want a piston coming off of the top of this with 3 slime blocks, just like so. Now coming out from this sticky piston, we're going to want 1, 2, 3 more slime blocks. We're going to grab a block of choice, placing it underneath, and then 1 on top. And then we want an observer facing straight down, right here, and then 2 sticky pistons in the back. Next up, we can take slime blocks. We want 1 and then 2 right here, so then there should be 1 open space right below it. And then we'll take 2 honey blocks and put them right there. Grabbing our observers again, we'll place 2 just like so. Next up, we want that glazed terracotta like this. Slime block here. Grab our sticky pistons, 2, and then a piston there, and then 3 slime blocks on the top of that. Next up, we're going to come out from this with 3 slime blocks. We want that block of choice on the top, and then of course we'll place a face down observer here. 2 sticky pistons off these slime blocks, and then go ahead and grab the slime blocks again. We want 2 of those, and then 2 honey blocks, just like so. All right, so coming up from here, we can just do 1 observer this time, and then we want to glaze terracotta just like this. Sticky piston coming back and grabbing this slime block. There'll be a piston on top of that facing into these 3 slime blocks, just like so. From here, we want to come back 1, 2, 3 with our slime blocks. 2 sticky pistons on the end, and we'll grab observers, placing them right behind that, and then 1 observer facing this way. Next up, we will take those observers and place 1 on that middle block into a slime block, and then a sticky piston right here, in which sticky piston, not regular piston. Coming back, we want 3 slime blocks just like so out of this sticky piston, 2 slime blocks, and then 2 more just like that. Coming up from there, what we can do is grab our observers. What we want to do is just place them all the way up, and pistons in front of those, all the way down. Cool, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And pistons in the front. Alright, so next up is going to be decorating the tower of the build. If you want to do it just like me, I'll be going ahead and showing you how to do that. But in which all of these do need to be terracotta blocks, other than the patterns and whatnot, just so these pistons push it forward and you don't get caught up with these slime blocks. But then these can be your regular block of choice all the way up as well. So yeah, just keeping that in mind, we'll grab a block of choice. We actually want to go ahead and replace this staircase here with 1, and same with that one right behind these glazed terracotta. From there, what we can go ahead and do is add a block of choice here, and then 1, 2, 3 on each side of that slime block. From here, what we'll go ahead and do, we can add 2 more up to this side. Coming out from these pistons, we're going to go ahead and grab our glazed terracotta. To place it how I did on the battleship, we can go ahead and come up just like that, and then we'll go ahead and bust out every other one, except for, obviously we want the bottom piston for the arc to be sideways, just like this. Then we'll come to the front, and then we can just kind of finish them all up, just like so. Then you should have 5 of these shapes, just like that, 10 blocks total. From here, we'll grab those blocks of choice again. We want 3 right here, and then we're going to grab glazed terracotta. I'm going to put it in a specific pattern. Look like that. Awesome. And 3 more blocks of choice, and then we'll grab terracotta in a pattern, and then I want a sea lantern in the middle of this one, like so. And grab our blocks of choice, glazed terracotta again. Perfect, and then 3 more blocks of choice, just like so. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our glazed terracotta, but right here we want 1, 2, 3 honey blocks, and then we're going to go ahead and place 2 blocks of choice right here, and then 2 glazed terracotta off the front of it, just like so. 3 blocks of choice right here. Go ahead and grab that, and we're going to do this pattern one last time. And if I could place it, awesome. So once we have that, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our blocks of choice. We want 1 right here underneath this slime block. We're going to come forward 1, 2, 3 glazed terracotta, and then we want to fill this up with 1, 2, 3 blocks of choice as well. Put a block of choice here, there, and then 2 on the top, and then we want a sea lantern right in the middle. Coming down the bottom here, we want 3, so it covers up everything except the creeper glazed terracotta. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this, and we'll go ahead and mirror it onto the other side, so you guys can see how I've done that there. First, real quick, what we want to do is just place in 2 stairs right here to kind of finish up this area. Coming back this way, again, we'll grab these terracotta blocks. We're going to come all the way up this way. Then from here, we're going to blow out every other one, like so. And then from here, we're going to obviously want that to be this way. Yeah, there we go. And we'll do that all the way up. And again, that is 10 blocks total, and there should be 5 of this design total. Coming out of the bottom one, we want 3 blocks of choice, and then we want a glazed terracotta pattern, just like so. Awesome, and then 3 more. Glazed terracotta. Right here we'll have a sea lantern. Finish that up. 3 more. Glazed terracotta. Do the same design. Awesome. 3 blocks of choice. Glazed terracotta, and then of course honey blocks right here. We want 1, 2, 3. 2 blocks of choice on the ends, and then 2 glazed terracotta choice right there. Next up, we want 3 blocks of choice again, glazed terracotta, and then we're going to do that pattern one last time, where it goes this way and then this way. Awesome. Then from here we want to grab a block of choice, 3 glazed terracotta of choice, and then we'll finish it up with 1, 2, 3 more blocks like so, and then a block of choice right there. Awesome, so you should be looking at the fully completed tower of the overall build there. And then last up should be the TNT cannons. All right, for this last step, what we're going to go ahead and do is come all the way down this way to these 3 blocks right here. I'm going to go ahead and break them out. We want one observer right here on top of this block of choice, and then a piston facing out from that. And we want 1 block of choice coming out from that piston, and then 2 slime blocks straight up. We're going to put an observer in on the back facing into this slime block. We want 2 pistons on the front just like so, and then we want 2 sticky pistons underneath like so, like that. All right, cool. Now once we have this, we're going to go ahead and grab slime blocks again. We want 1 on each side, and then we'll also put blocks of choice on each side as well. Coming in there, what we'll do, grab our glass of choice. We want 1 on that side and then 1 right here. We'll also take slime blocks. We want 1 on the front of that glass over there and 1 right there. Next up, we can actually place a block of choice right here and then 1 right there. Grab a sea lantern here, and then I'm also going to grab a glazed terracotta. Doesn't matter which one that you choose there. You can place it anywhere that you want. From there, coming out from these pistons, what we're going to want are 2 slime blocks, 1 there, 1 on this side, and then 1 top. Next up, we can grab our stairs real quick, place in 2 right there coming out of that slime block. Same thing on this side. Awesome. Once you have this, we're going to come inside. So from right here, what we want to go ahead and do is grab a stone cutter, a crafting bench, a rail, and a minecart with a chest in it. I'm going to place the crafting bench right here, block of choice in front of that, and then we want a stone cutter right here, which will be pulled along by this slime block, a block and choice in front of that, and then we can place a block of choice down that you can set rails on. Go ahead and set your minecart with your chest in there, and then you can break those out so you have that. This will get pushed forward by that piston back there, since the soul sand is that slightly smaller than the full blocks. So yeah, that'll of course come with. Now, moving back up to this direction, we want to go ahead and add an observer here, and then we'll put pistons all throughout, just like so. Coming out from the side, though, what we'll want is sticky pistons. Get rid of all of this. Those, there they are. Sticky pistons right here on both sides. We'll go ahead and have observers on the top as well. Coming out of there, we want slime blocks, and then we'll grab the block of choice that we'll want coming out this way. Again, over here. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our trapdoors. And on the side of this right here, we want trapdoor there, and then a trapdoor right here. Obviously, when this moves forward, this trapdoor is going to move forward as well, so you may have to come out and break it and replace it each time. But it's just the best way to get up here. Unless you wanted to remove this block here and then place a staircase like so. But I just kind of felt it looked silly like that. So yeah, as far as that, coming back this direction, once we have those trapdoors, we're going to want 1 here as well, right there. Next up, we're going to grab a glazed terracotta of choice, and I'm going to place it right here. Yeah, just like so. And then we want an observer facing into the piston, like that. Well, cool, so I'm going to grab that glazed terracotta again. We're going to place it right here in front of that trapdoor, just like so. And then from here, we want an observer facing into the piston right here. Next up, we'll grab slime blocks coming out from these pistons, just like so. We want 2 up and then 3 to the front. So it's 5 total. Do that on both sides. Next up, we'll go ahead and grab our redstone blocks. First, we'll use the sticky pistons. We want it directly underneath, just like so. Try not to break that block. And then grabbing those sticky pistons again. To place 1 right underneath, just like so. Then we want a redstone block here, 1 there, and then there. From here, we'll place a block of choice there, 1 there, and then I need another glazed terracotta of choice. Placing it like so, and then 1 over here, just like so as well. Awesome, so that should be the first completed TNT cannon module there. What we're going to do next is come down this direction, in through this way, to these observers. What we want is 2 sticky pistons, just like so. We want 1 slime block here. I'm going to grab observers, and we want them facing into those slime blocks. And we want pistons on top of those. Next up, we want honey blocks. We want 2 up, just in case for when this comes forward, it's not going to stick together. From here, we can grab an observer, pistons, the same basic shape that we did on the front over here. Also want a sticky piston here. Go ahead and place a sticky piston there. And cool. Okay, so yeah, from here we're going to want slime blocks in the back, just like so. And we want a block of choice right here. Underneath that, we're going to go ahead and grab a glazed terracotta of choice. On it actually facing this way. It looks like that. Perfect. And then we're going to want an observer facing this way right here, and then an observer facing directly backwards into pistons, so when that whole piece moves forward, it'll get updated. So again, if we come back this way, we'll want a slime block here, block of choice on the bottom of that. Next up, we're going to place a glazed terracotta coming out of there. Yep, perfect. From there, we want an observer facing into the piston right here, and then we want an observer facing straight back into this piston. Awesome, so once you have that, we are so close. We'll just grab our slime blocks again coming out of these pistons. Do the same thing that we did on the top with the 5 block total, just like so. You should have this 1 block area open. Next up, we'll grab those sticky pistons. We want 1 right underneath there. Go ahead and make sure to remove that one. Another one here. And then, of course, we'll grab redstone blocks. We want 1 there. Side of that slime block, and then 1 right there. Blocks of choice. Lastly, should just be the glazed terracotta. We'll want 1 here, and then also want 1 right there. Awesome. So yeah, once you have all of that, you should be looking at the completed battleship. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we didn't miss any blocks, and then let you guys know, and then I'll show you how to use it. All right, so it looks like I only missed 2 blocks, so that's not too bad. We're going to come all the way back to this area here. We're going to dive down this way to where you see these pistons and this 3 block setup for slime blocks. We're going to actually need 2 face-down observers, 1 right here and then 1 right there to power these pistons. And once you have that, your machine is completed. And to prove it, we can go ahead and just place a block here to automatically stop it on its own. And then what you want to go ahead and do is just update this observer. You can do it with a block of choice if you do so wish by breaking it right away, or you can just grab a fire charge. And as you can see there, the whole machine came forward perfectly. We're going to go ahead and grab some TNT just to show you guys how to use the TNT cannons. You want to place your TNT here, and then 2 more right like so. Then you can go ahead and start up your machine again. Go ahead and let's just have it move forward a couple blocks. And then we'll just update that observer like so. And then it'll set off the TNT. And yeah. As soon as it catches up there, as you can see, the entire machine came along with it. We can even go down this way. You can see that everything came along in here as well. So yeah, that is how you build a battleship flying machine in Minecraft. But that's going to do it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you had a wonderful time while watching today's video. And of course, as promised, a sneak peek of the next ridiculous build coming out of my channel. There it is. It's definitely very easy to understand exactly what it is that I'm building. Definitely blow up those comments. Let me know if you're excited for that one. The next video will be the submarine, and then the video after that should hopefully be that ridiculous build that you're seeing right there. But other than that, you guys, I hope you had a fun time. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.